Hello, welcome to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. At the Box Friday, I'm still away whilst you're watching this. I am not at home, I'm currently in Scotland. Hello from Scotland, even though I'm currently in England. I know what I mean. So, I hid all the boxes that I've already routed, so we're back on page 1. And the next one up is an insane, as we know. It's like insane, medium, easy, medium, hard, insane. It's quite difficult. But because I want to get some boxes up whilst I'm away, we've been through this, I'm just going to do some easier ones for now, just so I can get ahead. And then I'll crack on with some of these insane ones when we get back. So I thought I'd go to the very bottom of the page, and we have Aragog for medium. I looked at thinking about nibbles, but I thought I don't want to do an easy one. Let's go at least for something with... so I don't want something here as well. That's medium, but with 11,000, 10,000 roots. Let's do something a little bit harder, less than 3,000 roots. Not too bad, not too bad. We'll do that. Aragog. Machine is spawning. Okay, so all I know is that it's a Linux system because it says it here. I've gone straight onto adventure mode. There we go. And there is nothing. User blood 1 hour 41 and system blood 3 hours 37. Interesting. So... but I mean, back when this was released, maybe some of these exploits or whatever's needed was new, whereas now they are probably very well known. Make sure everything looks okay with the recording, which it does, apart from my ugly mug. So nmap, we're going to do T5, we're going to do all ports, and we're just going to throw that in here and see what comes up. And then we will do a more aggressive scan once we have some results, because that way I can be looking into things whilst the more aggressive scan is doing going. So if you are doing OSCP or anything similar, this is the way I suggest doing this, because that way you're not waiting for ages on scans, you see. So we've got FTP, we've got SSH and HTTP. Obviously FTP is the easiest one to test for anonymous access, HTTP then next, and SSH really is only, unless it's a vulnerable version, is only for gaining access once we've got credentials. So let's do FTP and grab this. Oh no, hang on. This is done, so we can put this in our notes. And we will see what happens here. So it shows that FTP anonymous access is allowed. And there is a file called test.txt. Okay. And then we have this. Oh, it says did not follow redirect to aragog.htp. So probably that means we need this in our hosts file. So let's do that before we do anything else. We were going to do sudo nano etc hosts. Go down to HackTheBox. We're going to put this in here without the HTTP and stuff, and we also need the IP address here. Put that in, give that a tab, and we are pretty much good to go. Nice. So I can pretty much now do FTP and then just put in aragog.htp rather than the IP address. So I'm going to put anonymous access, login successful, and we're going to get this test file. And then we can exit from the FTP. I should have tested if we could write there, to be honest, but that's okay. We're going to cat this file. Okay. Interesting. Fine. Looks like an XML file, I think. So what we will do here is FTP has anon access, as shown above. Get test.txt, which contains this. Cool. So we've got a file. We don't quite know what to do with it yet, but it exists. Let's go to the web. Much easier than having to remember a IP address. There's no robots.txt. We've got Apache 2. Hang on a minute. Let's go buster this then, I guess. We will do GoBuster first. In fact, let's just do this. There we go. So GoBuster, U is the web address, URL. W is the word list. We will give it some threads as well. I'm just going to run the small list for now. Give it, 50, see if that crashes it. Might do, might not, but it's worth a try, and then we can lower the amount of threads if need be. Other than this, I can do dir search, I can use derb, or anything like that, but this won't take long, so we'll do this one first. If there's nothing on the small list, I'm thinking of avoiding the medium list and going straight for big and see what that comes up with. It seems to handle 50 threads okay so far, so I might try 100 next time, just so it's a bigger list, you know, so it's going to take a bit longer. I could do a dir search as well. I spoke too soon. 50 threads, not good. So let's pull this down to 20. We're going to go straight for the big list then, because there wasn't much coming out of that one. Hopefully 20 threads are fine. We've got this as well. I can run that and hopefully that won't cause too many issues. Yeah, I mean, it's still happening. So let's get rid of the threads altogether. So it just does 10 threads, which is the default. This is running as well. I'm not sure what's going to happen. He was doing so well with 50. Other than that, we could try Nikto as well. So that comes up with. Other than this, I don't quite know what else to try at the minute, other than looking into Apache versions. I'm not sure about this XML file. Yeah, that's a little bit odd. But okay. Oh, we've got a host.php. Nice. That's still running. This hasn't found anything yet. Let's look up host.php then. Okay. Host equals test. I was wondering if that's the parameter, so possible host for, you know, maybe not. I've got no idea what that means. Maybe I should use Burp Suite. That's dumb. So maybe I should use Burp Suite to see if there's anything that's been sent. Host.php shows okay, maybe I should Burp Suite Professional this one. Intriguing. Apache default file, probably not important. Okay, well, this one I can close because we don't need that anymore. Keep these two running. Let's see if we can proxy intercept, and we're going to grab this. With Burp Suite, which is here. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything There doesn't seem to be anything there which is useful. So hosts, I mean, it could be IP. Try. It's not IP either. Maybe I should fuzz this using burp intruder. Because I don't really know what else to do. What if we IP equals 10, 10, 10, 10. So IP doesn't seem to work. So we'll send this to the intruder, and what we will do is a simple list. We're going to add from the I guess I'm not entirely sure what to do with this. Local files, interesting files, CGI scripts, format strings, extensions, passwords, usernames. We'll just use fuzzing full, but that doesn't look like it's going to come up with anything. It's just looking for a difference in the length column. And there doesn't seem to be one. Okay, this is intriguing. So maybe I'm missing something. We've got server status. Let's keep waiting for this and see if this comes up with anything. Nothing here. So I'm just now waiting on this. So I'm going to go and I'm going to come back when this big list is completed and see if there's anything else which is useful. Back soon. This is not even close to being done, but I've just had a bit of a thought, right? There must be a reason that we was given this file, this one. And it says here that there are this many possible hosts for, and I was looking for a subnet, right? So, you know, there could be like 10 hosts active on this subnet. So, will this work? Is it accepting a post request? Is my next question. If we, hang on, turn this from a get into a post, and then we do that. Oh, needs to be in the repeater, not there. See, that actually does come out with something interesting. So I'm actually surprised that that worked, but it just makes sense because it's looking for hosts and it says there's so many hosts available for. What happens if we put in another bracket here? Yeah, that messes it up. Thought it might. So what if we do 127001? There should be one host. Oh no. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm glad that worked. I'm going to leave this running because you never know. But I just had a bit of a think about that. This accepts post request with the data from the FTP file. Can't remember the file name, so I'll just do that. Whoops. Let's get rid of that. And the result is obviously this. Now, I'm not sure how many of you are aware of this, but for Nethemba.com, my specialty, the not the only tests I take, but pretty much the only tests I take, are web app is my specialty. And OWASP is pretty much imprinted on my brain. Immediately, I'm thinking of the entity, external entity, So XXE, hey, XXE, is what I'm thinking of, because it's one of the only attacks, or one of the few attacks, which uses XML documents. Look, like this, for example. So it's looking for like remote code execution and so on. We can get RCE. We can try reading passwords. It's like, look, if we take, hang on a minute. Well, let's just copy the whole thing. Let's just try etc password straight off. What am I looking for? This. Okay. Should we try that? I'm still going to need like details and stuff, probably. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to do the XML version here. Although we don't really have to do that, we can just do the, let's get rid of that. We'll just do the doc type foo, element foo, any is fine. And then entity with the password. And then here, right, so what it's doing is trying to grab etc password and it's storing that in this element foo, in XXE here, in this entity, right? Storing that into there. And then it's calling that. Now, what we want it to do, instead of using, I mean, I know it says doc type foo, but we might not need to use that if we keep the existing, because subnet mask is what is displayed here. So if we put foo in there, will that? It will, right? So do you see what's happened here? It's basically grabbing the etc password, storing it in this XXE, and then we're calling that where it would normally be output. And so due to that, we can actually read some files on the system. So there we have it, right? That gives us this. So we've got local file inclusion, basically. Excuse me, we've got local file inclusion, basically. I'm not saying definitely. So what do we do with that now? We can include files. So we've got like two users here, Florian with 1000 and Cliff with 1001. So Florian and Cliff are users. Let's try grabbing etc sudo as, although that'll be a directory, won't it? It won't be a, yeah. etc shadow. Does this have root access? Can it bring back the shadow file? It doesn't have root access. Right, okay. Do you know what I could try? Home Florian user.txt or Cliff user.txt. Oh. Oh, it's not able to find that either. Huh. What about home Cliff .ssh ID RSA? Get the SSH key for this user. I'm out of luck with this. What else can I read then? If not SSH keys and stuff. Maybe, oh, config. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I was about to say I could get the config file for like the web. See if there's a config file for the website. But as it happens, we're able to grab SSH key. I'm actually quite happy about that. I did not expect that to work. Hence, I was talking about other things to be doing whilst this was whilst I was still typing this. Okay, let's copy this. Let us at this point clear this and nano ID RSA. Can paste that in here and then change mode to 600 on ID RSA, and then SSH with this key as Florian at aragog.htb. No password needed. That's it. We've got a shell. We've got a SSH shell, which is even better. So who am I, etc. Florian. Right, we are in the system. I think that might be the difficult bit done. I hope so anyway. Nice. Great. I'm actually, I'm much happier than I sound. I'm not feeling too well, so I'm trying not to overdo my excitement. I'm drinking green tea. Okay, so what am I doing? So I mean about me feeling ill, not fully with it. LS. So we have got user. Yeah, interesting. Okay, that is our first flag. I'm very happy about that. I just need to root the thing now. The good news is we've got a really, really stable shell because it's literally a bash shell, I think. Not that I can tell. Yeah, bin bash. So it's definitely a bash shell, and I can clear the screen and everything like that. Let's have a little look around. Okay, I can't get into Cliff's folder. Just those two users there. No weird file. See if there's anything in OPT. Sometimes there is. Okay. I just thought I would. I meant to do LS rather than CD. Okay. Right. I just thought I'd try some things rather than jumping straight into Linpeas, but do you know what? There's no point in doing this now, because anything this is going to try and find, I can literally just go there. So it's scanning like the web directory, but I can literally go like ls var www html. Interesting, dev wiki. So the host.php I found, and there's a backup folder as well. Good job I checked. I was literally only about to just say, oh, I could do this manually. But Linpeas would probably pick up on these as well. Let us actually see if we can avoid Linpeas and go into these and just take a look around, see if we've got any files with credentials. We're going to ls dev wiki and see what happens. Oh, it's a WordPress site. It's a WordPress site. And also the backup as well. Oh my god, permission denied on the backup. But we do have a lot of WordPress on here as well, including wp config. This also wp config. Right, okay, we're going to clear this. We are going to ls dev wiki first. That's the first one we saw. We're going to cat wp config. Come on. Oh, I need to cd into there. No? Oh, that's why. Okay. Aha. So I can guarantee that Linpeas would have picked up on this, and I will prove that in a moment as well. Oh, fine. Hang on a minute. Print working directory. Yeah. So cat wp config. There we go. So I just want to do this command here. There we go. So we catted that out and it had this username and password in it. Out of curiosity, before I do anything with that, I'd like to try is this the same? Is this the same? Ends in #CH. It is 6H, sorry, it is the same. All you Americans, pound, I guess, pound 6H. #6H over here. That's where the word hashtag came from. Okay. Right, so the most obvious thing to do with this password, other than try and get into the database, of course, is to su as Cliff and use that as the password. Nope. Su as root and use that as the password. Nope. Sudo L and see if that is the password for Florian. No. Ha. Wow, I honestly thought that would have worked. Let's try the MySQL. Right, that is the password for the database, which we knew anyway because that's the whole point in this. It says here that the database username is root and the database password is this. So there was a really, really good chance that that worked, you know. So let's show databases. Okay. I'm going to take this. I'm just going to have a look around here. WP Wiki, I guess. Come on, there's a bit of lag here. I wonder if that's the password to get into the, hang on, before I carry on with this, let's not be stupid. What if we go to dev wiki? And then hi Florian, sorry, I'm just going to try and get to the login page in a minute, but I'm just reading this. Hi Florian, thought we could use a wiki. Feel free to log in. I'll have a poke around. As I'm messing about with a lot of changes, I'll probably be restoring the site from the backup fairly frequently. I'll be logging in regularly and will email the wider team when I need some more pies. Donuts. Testers. Oh, it's not quite as fun. Okay, so that doesn't seem, well, maybe that's a hint to get in as Cliff. Hang on, before I go into the database further and try and get Cliff's password from it, what we will do is dev wiki directory exists on the web. Figured this out from within. And we have that. So we're going to make that restoring the site from the backup frequently. Cron job? Is there a cron job running? I'll be logging in regularly. Is there a cron job running? That is something worth thinking about. So I'm going to go through the database first, but I'm just going to put here cron job question mark. To be fair, I could just start a new shell because hang on. Because it's going to let me in, so I can always just move PSPy and run it here whilst I'm playing around with the database here. This makes the most sense, doesn't it? So we're going to cd into privs scripts here. We're going to sudo python 3 http server on port 80. We don't need to use timeout. Generally I use timeout with PSPy because if I have a reverse shell and something interrupts me, I can sort of kill... No, not something interrupts me. Hang on. What was I saying? Let's go again. If I have a reverse shell, like a Python shell or something like that, and I run PSPy, and then I press Ctrl-C or something to kill PSPy, it will also likely kill the shell, right? But it's not the case here. This is a proper bash shell, fully functional through SSH, and therefore they shouldn't have that issue. So I'm going to wget whatever my IP is. There we go. PSPy dot PSPy, is it 60? Is this... oh man, right, we're going to get that, but you name a... It is 64-bit, good guess. Do you know what, whilst I'm here, we'll get Linpeas as well. Okay, so we're not going to run Linpeas just yet. It might not be needed. I'm trying to avoid it if I can. We'll just run this and check for any backups from ZZ or ZZ backup or whatever it was. Cool. So we're going to wait for that. And oh, hang on, already something. Homecliff WP login pie. What is that? Is that simulating Cliff login? Or is it something else altogether? I'm going to leave that running. Let's just carry on playing around with this. Where are we? 12 rows in set is the last thing I got, which is there. I mean, having said that, we've got the comments and we've got the posts and stuff. What we haven't got is the users. So select everything from WP users. And we have this administrator hash, like password hash here, which looks pretty good to me. So that, if we were able to crack that hash, it may give us access as Cliff or as root. I'd love to be able to crack this hash. So Hashcat or John the Ripper is the way to go here. We are going to nano hash.txt and then John hash.txt without a word list, just to see what it can find. And if it doesn't find anything, I'll use hashcat with a word list. I'll use rockq or something like that. I don't think I need this anymore. We've got what we need. Okay, so Cliff logs in. Cliff login. Aha. It deletes everything in dev wiki. It restores. That's a root. Cliff. Okay, so some of these are run as root, UID 0. Some of them are run as Cliff, which is 1001. Intriguing. So as that looks like everything, I'm going to put that under here. In fact, let's just get rid of some of these spaces. So a few ways to go. We could firstly crack this hash and try and get in. That's what we're doing at the minute. We could see if we can access these files and hijack them. I mean, what's WP login.py? I'd love to know. Does it literally log in? Does it literally log Cliff in? And then, what about this? It's the root ones I'm more interested in, but I might need to get access as Cliff first. Because this root restore, because it's in root, we likely don't have access to it. I'm saying likely because you can never just assume these things. So we're just going to try catting this out and seeing. Okay. LSL permission denied. Okay. So yes, we've not got access to the script. Is there anything we can do with remove dev wiki, and then that restores it from the backup? Is there anything we can put in the backup? There's a lot in there which is permission denied, though, to be fair. Do I have access to access logs? Because I want to know if Cliff is logging in. Do we have access to logs? Let's take a look. LS here, where would they be? Where would they be? LS var. LS var log. LS var log Apache 2, which is the permission denied. Damn, not good. Apache 2 is the web server. What an auth log? I don't know what that is. Let's cat this and see what's in here. Do you know the easiest way to know what I've got access to read in here is by doing an LSL. So I've got access to read some things, but nothing important from what I can see. Maybe it's time for some Linpeas. I just thought of something. If I LSL in the current directory, the dev wiki, is there nothing in here? Oh, it's been removed by the cron job. Is it going to be replaced by the cron job at all? What? It's running root restore, and now it's removed it again. So when is it going to restore it again? What is happening? I think it's restored it now. Huh. Okay, well, let's get out of here then. Oh, okay. Fine, it is still there. Weird. Weird. What? Hang on a minute. What about if we do LSL here? What rights do we have here? We've got full rights here, guys. We've got full rights over all these files, including the login page where Cliff logs in. Or does he log in at WP admin, or does he log in here? I don't know. I don't know. It could be either. Okay, what if I do touch moon? Right, I can write files here. Remove moo. I can remove files here. Right, do you know what I'm thinking? Nah, this is mad. Not What if we do wp login.php in Nano, so we can edit it here. Right. When somebody logs in, what is the password? What is the password? That's a really good question. As in, okay, the easier way to find this is if I go to, don't worry, I'm a bit everywhere at the minute, guys. Right, let's say that I'm here and I go to wp login.php, right? And I do this, and I do this, and I catch this with burp. The password is pwd, right? As in, that's not the password, but that is the variable that the password is stored in, that's sent, right? So, idea. When logging in with WordPress, the variable for the pass is pwd, right? So, what if okay, what if before anything else happens, we do, okay, how's the PHP coding, guys? If we need a post, right, there's going to be a post request. If post pwd, that's the pass, if it posts the password, doesn't matter about the username, but if the password is posted, it's going to run this code, right? This is what it's going to run. If the password is posted, it's going to run this code. I need to open a file, so we can put stuff here, or just stuff. No, we need a handler. I've not done PHP for a while. Yeah, maybe equals stuff dot text, right? So, yuck. Okay, so stuff.txt is the well, that's the file name, and stuff it's saved in the stuff variable. Does that make sense? I need some kind of file handler. I mean, look, this sort of thing you can just look up. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'll show you. Look, write a file Python, right? Is this still grabbing my? It's not. I didn't mean to Python, I meant PHP. So this is what it's doing. My file is fopen or die. You know, I could just copy all this. I was going to do it manually, but it doesn't matter. Stuff is stuff.txt. That's here, but I think what we're going to do instead, this looks quite complicated for me. We don't need all these lines. We don't need that line. We don't need that line. And what I was going to do is I was going to put stuff in here as a variable, but there's no point because it's doing it this way. So I'll just call it stuff.txt here, right? Stuff.txt. Right. So if password is posted, it's going to open stuff.txt. The text it's going to write is the password. In fact, I'm going to put that there, and then I can just write pwd. Not that it really matters. There we go. Will that get confusing because it's post pwd? Let's just call it pwd1, not that it matters. Or I can just get rid of that text thing altogether and literally just put pwd1 in here instead. This makes no sense. Right, let's read what this does. If the password is posted, whatever that password is going to be stored in this variable, right? It's then going to open a file called stuff.txt, make it writable. If it can't open the file, it's going to give this error message. It's then going to write to that file the password, which is stored, and then it's going to close the file, right? So we're going to do that. As for this, let's go to var www.html cd into dev wiki and ls, and we are waiting for a stuff.txt file to appear once this cron job has run. I'm not sure when the cron job's been run. I should have probably left this ps by running, but whatever. Now the question is he logging in using WP login, or is he going in the WP admin directory and logging in using... I don't know how long it takes for this to run. That's something I didn't actually check. Let me just check my code. If post password and password 1 is that, yep. So here there should be I'm not sure whether to just wait or come back. I'll give it another minute or so, and then I'm going to stop the video and come back, because I've got 7:59 up here in the corner, and I'm guessing once it hits 8, it may possibly... Cliff may possibly log in, as long as my code's okay. Another thing is, does he log in from the backup? It's difficult to see because I can't see what's inside his Python file. I'm just taking a guess at the minute. Oh, it's gone. It's all gone. So maybe when it comes back, he'll log in at the same time. So cd out, and then cd back in. Is there a stuff.txt? I still can't see one, guys. I think this is not working. So there's a possibility that I've broken this page, of course. So instead of putting this up here, maybe I could put it a little bit further down where the login takes place. Where does the login take place? Assuming that it does. Message display above the login form. Where is the actual login form? End of login header. Maybe here. Maybe this is where it needs to go. Get user by login. Maybe PWD isn't right. Lost password, forgot password. Where is the actual login? Login footer. Errors, validate password. Ah, here we go. Oh, that's confirm new password. I suppose that's if you forget password, right? User pass. User login, user email. Register form. Redirect to. I thought putting it at the top would do it. I thought putting it at the top would do it. This looks like the login form anyway. But if I've got an error in any of my code anywhere, then there's no way this is going to work. Right, I'm going to take a break and see if we can figure out what's going on here. Back soon. Okay, I'm back. I thought of something again. I've actually put it just above the form. Just above the web form. Login form. There we go. So I put it just here. But for some reason it's still not working. And this time I tried putting it in temp and everything. Still not working, but I'm just thinking what's just happened? What if I just replace the whole file instead of what if I just replace the whole file instead of, because let's face it, it's not going to the login page and filling in the form and hitting submit. It's doing it with a script, meaning that it doesn't matter if any of the form actually exists. I think I've edited my code somewhat, but we've still got post pwd. That's stored in pwd1. My file is stuff.txt. The file handler opens my file, and then it writes pwd1 to the file handler. What if I just replace the whole file with this? So we're going to cd out, cd into devwiki. We're going to remove wp login, and then nano wp login.php. Paste this in, save it, exit, ls. So it does look a bit different now. Maybe that will help. Oh, maybe not. Ls. Yeah, there we go. That sort of sorted it. But we've still not got this stuff. Ah, we have got the stuff. Oh my god, quick, before it's deleted. Oh my god, that works. So I had to replace the whole file. I had to replace the whole file. Okay, fine. Okay, that took me a while, but the idea was right. We've got what we needed. We can now get in as Cliff. So that took ages. We replaced the whole wp login.php with this and see. And so now I can take a nice screenshot of this. To show that the stuff file eventually appeared. And then finally we can get this password, which is what Cliff is trying to sign in with. So technically now, if we go back here, can I load this page? Has it not been replaced again? I thought it'd be replaced with backup. Has it not been replaced with backup? Can I copy oh. Well, eventually it'll be replaced with the backup. I'm sure of it. There it is. So I can log in as Cliff. I didn't get his username, but I assume that's what it is. And then whatever the password is here, I should be able to get in here. Or admin even. No? Well, this is a weird one. We definitely got the password, but it doesn't seem to be logging us in. I thought it would. Oh, it's taking a while. It might do. I'm not sure. Okay. Anyway, what we can now hopefully do is SU as Cliff with this password. You're joking. Password here. What about root? Oh, did that let us in? It did let us in. So the password was right. It's just a case of what else do we do? Okay. Forget it, guys. Ugh, go away. Cat root.text. Fine. Okay, that works as root. That's okay. That took ages. Sometimes I surprise myself just with how awful I am at things now and again. It's fine. We got there in the end. I just made the mistake of trying to append to this file instead of replacing. You know, in this other thing when I said don't replace the file, that was my mistake as well. But look, the idea was right. It's just more a case of... Oh, out of interest, whilst we're here... Cat WP login pie. I'm so intrigued by this. So it has the website, okay, username administrator, which we just guessed, and there's the password that let us in. Does the cookie check. That's it, easy enough. So it just logs in and does nothing, pretty much. Let us get this finished. So it's a medium machine. That was actually... Oh, go away. Oh, okay, we'll do that. How dare you upgrade whilst I'm actually trying to work on something. Right, adventure mode. What was I about to say? I was in the middle of a sentence. I can't think what it was. No matter. I can see why it took 3 hours 37 though. It didn't take me that long, but I wasn't far off. Let's put the root flag in first, just because that's the one which terrifies me. Aragog root is now owned, and we're actually going to put that in as medium. And then we're going to go back to adventure mode. I don't know why it does this. And then this one, let's get the other one. Please tell me I noted the other one down. Please tell me I noted the other one down and bolded it. Come on, where are you? There you are. It was easy. Easy, easy. Oh, I can't do that till I submitted it. Fair enough. Adventure mode. Come on. Yeah, easy. Well, We definitely got there, didn't we? We definitely got there. Save that. Just because I don't know what's happening here. There we go. Thank you for joining, guys, and thank you for putting up with that. Of course, it wasn't as bad for you because I kept cutting away and coming back, but for me, I was just sat here like, why isn't this code working for ages? Look, it was 25 past 8. When I started this, what time was it? Let's have a look. 7:11, right? 7:11. So we've taken an hour and like an hour and 15 or something like that. Not quite. An hour and 10, right? That should not have taken an hour. Disappointed in myself. Whatever, we got there. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. Visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. But before I go, let me just say that I have videos up for tomorrow, which is the 10th. Hang on, my face is in the way, you can't see it properly. But Tuesday the 10th, I've got a video up. I've got a video ready for Friday the 13th. I've got a video ready for Tuesday the 17th. This video is for Friday the 20th. When you're watching this, it's Friday the 20th or later. I am back on the 23rd, but Monday the 23rd, but I won't have time to do a video for Tuesday. So we're going to have one more video, which is going to be of the easy medium. And then after that, end of the month, we're hopefully going to be going into some of these insane and hard, whatever. So it's coming, it's just taking a while. Thanks for putting up with this, guys. I appreciate you all, and please visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. I've said that. I'll say it again. Oh, and definitely subscribe. Cheers, guys.